Guys, welcome to another episode of Zach's Credit Card Guide. This week we're talking about some pretty cool changes to the Amex Delta cards. Now, we did a video on this a couple months ago when they announced some of these changes. They have all gone into effect starting today. So I'm going to put a card right here for you for that video. I'm not going to talk about the changes to the card this time because, again, you guys have already heard about that. So consider that video a prerequisite to this one because a lot of the cards have new benefits, new earning categories and everything, but we've done that. So again, go watch that video if you're not up to speed. Starting today, Delta has announced a couple cool changes. One, just how the cards look. So they have a nice new design. I kind of like it. I think it looks a little bit more modern. I think it looks cool. I like them. If you already have one of these cards, you're not going to get the new design automatically until your card renews, but if you go through your account and request a new card, you might be able to get it. Another interesting change is with the Platinum and Reserve branded cards. They will now be heavier metal cards, so if you care about that, I'm not gonna lie, I think it's cool, but I consider it like an added perk. I would never apply or use a card just for that, but it's cool. Those cards have higher annual fees now, so I'm glad that they spiff them up a little bit, basically, because even like the no annual fee Amex Prime cards are heavy metal, even heavier than my Sapphire Reserve. So anyway, those higher fee cards are going to be metal now, which I think is kind of cool. And the other interesting change is they have relaunched these cards not only with nice new designs, but also with higher bonuses even than before. So we're going to run through them real quick. Again, we're not talking about the changes to the earning categories or anything like that. We already did that in that other video, but let's just run through the bonuses that these cards relaunched with starting today. Now, these bonuses are available from now until April 1st of this year. So we're going to run through the bonuses quick. These are the same on the personal and business side, with the exception of the blue because that only has a personal version. But as far as the gold, platinum, and reserve, the bonuses are exactly the same regardless if you get the personal or business version. So we'll start first with the personal cards. The Delta Blue card, which is the most basic one, has $0 annual fee, so really a no-brainer to pick up if it fits into your strategy, but it's offering 15,000 Delta miles for $1,000 in the first 3 months. So it's pretty low-hanging fruit. I've touched on this before, but I do want to say this is the downgrade card for the Amex Delta line, at least the personal cards, because you can't go back and forth from business and personal. So for the personal cards, this is a no annual fee downgrade card. So if you get one of these other cards that we're about to talk about in year 2, don't run to cancel it if you don't want it anymore. Downgrade it to the Delta Blue. Now, how Amex works is once you hold a card, you can never get a bonus on that card ever again, regardless if you got one in the first place. So what I mean is, like the Delta Gold, which we're about to talk about, if you get that first and then downgrade it to a blue and then try to apply for a blue to get a second one and get a bonus, you're not going to be eligible for the bonus because you've already had the card, even though you just got it through a downgrade. So if you think that you might do that at some point, get the blue first, get it now, and then later, or whenever, get one of these other ones, but at least you locked in that bonus. So that's how downgrades work, and that nuance is Amex specific. It's really only them that screw with you like that. So moving on to the gold version, the bonus is 60,000 miles for spending $2,000 in the first 3 months, and then an extra 10,000 miles after your first card member anniversary. So they're going to make sure that you pay that second annual fee, but then they're going to give you 10,000 miles. So it's kind of like locking in a retention offer for year 2 right away. Now, it doesn't appear that that's an ongoing thing, but it looks like they're going to try to incentivize people not to immediately cancel or downgrade in year 2 like some of us do. They do want to try to incentivize you to keep it at least one more year. So think of it as basically you're locking in a retention offer for year 2 right now. I think this is pretty cool. Just as an aside, a lot of these cards we're about to talk about are doing something like this. And also $2,000 in 3 months, I think that's a pretty low bar to hit, and that's 60,000 miles that you're locking in with an additional 10,000 if you keep it in year 2. So that's a pretty good one to go for, and it's one of the ones I would recommend for most folks. Moving on to the Delta Platinum. This one is offering 80,000 miles for $3,000 in the first 3 months, and your year 2 bonus is 20,000 miles. So if you keep this in year 2, you will end up with a total of 100,000 Delta miles for spending $3,000 in 3 months. That's an awesome bonus. And then finally, Delta Reserve. You're getting 80,000 Delta miles and 20,000 medallion qualification miles, which basically just help you for status. They're not actual miles to use. But you're getting 80,000 Delta miles to use towards rewards for spending $5,000 in the first 3 months. And then your year 2 bonus is 20,000 miles. So like I said in the video when we talked about these changes a couple months ago when they launched, I think a lot of these cards have really good use cases, and it's going to be pretty easy to get positive expected value on pretty much all of these. Again, it really depends on you and what your strategy is, how often you're going to fly Delta. All of these cards make a ton of sense in year 1. You pay that annual fee, you're getting a lot of cool benefits, but that bonus is what really makes it worth it. Even on like something like the Reserve, yeah, sure, you're going to pay a high annual fee, but you're getting a lot of cool benefits, but that bonus alone makes it worth it. You're already up money. And it's really interesting that Amex is adding this second bonus for keeping it in year 2, basically locking in a retention offer. I think that's really cool, especially because retention offers are kind of hit and miss with Amex anyway. I just got one on my Chase Southwest Business. I called in to cancel it a couple weeks ago because it didn't really make any sense for me in year 2. And without even asking, they offered me a retention offer. So they can be hit and miss depending on what bank you're talking to and really a lot of different variables. But in this case, it's basically like locking it in immediately. And a lot of people value Delta miles at around 1.5 cents a point. So the value in year 2, depending on which of these cards you're going for, is anywhere from $150 to $200. So that alone is really going to help with that annual fee in year 2. So I would really recommend just hanging on to these for a second year. And I hope other banks take notice and follow suit with this strategy. If you'd like to apply for any of these cards, my referral link is down below. Amex does send me a little bonus if you use my link. So if you do, I want to say thank you in advance. My question for you guys is, are you going to apply for any of these cards? Where are you going to go with Delta? Let everybody know down below. If you have any other comments or questions, please do leave them down below in the comment section. I try to get to everybody. If you have any one-on-one questions, if you want to drill down and really talk about strategy and everything, the link for my Facebook page is down in the description as well. A lot of you guys have been taking me up on this, so I do try to get back to you as soon as I can, but we can talk about strategy and what you want to do. Just find me in the link down below. If you haven't already, leaving the video a thumbs up and hitting the subscribe button are pretty easy and free ways to help out the channel. But that's all I've got for you this time, guys. We'll see you at the next one. Hey, thanks for watching. Make sure to drop a comment down below and give the video a thumbs up. Here's some other videos that I think you'll really like. Make sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any future videos, and I'm on Facebook and Twitter as well. See you at the next one.